Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another amazing episode of Conversation with Freedom. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest. She's so amazing. I love her work. Peach Paz. Welcome to my podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. For someone who never heard of Peach Paz, please tell us more about yourself and what you do.
So my name is Peach Fuzz.
Yeah.
I am an independent content creator. So I make my own porn videos. I also do a lot of modeling and selling pictures.
Yeah.
I also do a lot of dancing. So I am an exotic dancer.
Oh.
I perform. Yeah, I perform at events and I go to the club and strip in the strip clubs. And then I also do online marketing, digital marketing, making flyers,
Yeah.
logos, all of that sort. But I just enjoy, life. I'm just a hippie, a all around hippie. So my name Peach Fuzz comes from the fact that I don't really shave at all. So there's a lot of places I don't grow hair, but where I do, I just leave it. But I shave my head bald though because I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. When did it all begin? Take us way back.
So I think I was finishing up my last year of school,
Yeah.
graduating with my communications major. So I learned a lot about digital media and I had electives. So I could take a random class I never took before, just to get my credits. So I ended up taking a drama class and I
Okay.
acted. So I
Okay.
said, you know what? This is pretty cool. I
Yeah.
had some people online message me about making OnlyFans account because they couldn't
Yeah.
see me in person. So I figured why not? I started doing a little bit of amateur porn. And then I thought about it, well, why don't I, start doing like the real stuff? Well, at least me, I thought it was like, the real stuff for me. I just wanted to elevate and start working with people instead of just, being with myself. So
Oh,
I started to, reach out to other people. And the first person I worked with was the Artemis Triple X.
okay.
And it was fun. We did a boy-girl collaboration.
Yeah.
We went down to New York. It was nice. It was lovely. And I thought it was so cool how you can role play, you can act, and
Yeah.
then you can create porn while you do it. I was always so comfortable with my body, so I felt like, why not? Give it a try. So I guess after that, I just like kept, elevating and just wanting to do more and more and more. And then that led me on to actually like, dancing at big events. I was always a stripper, like for 3 years. I just I didn't ever like do the big crazy events. So now I'm starting to do that. So I'm pretty happy about that.
You've always been a stripper. I went to,
Always. For
yeah.
3 years, yeah. Since my senior year of college is when I started dancing in a strip club.
Why?
And
Why did you decide to go into that?
I always thought it was so cool. To be honest with you, I went before that. I only visited a strip club once.
Okay.
But I always seen how beautiful it was for girls to be on the pole and dance. And you
Yeah.
can, contort your body in all these different shapes and styles. It's kind of like ballet in the air to me. So I think it's
Oh.
beautiful. Yeah. So I figured I want to do it. But then I realized how sex work was actually beneficial because in sex work, you can make somebody's day special. You can actually save a life. You can provide like a helping hand or assistance with like companionship. So being in a club and just like meeting people and talking to them, it just kind of felt like a good thing. It didn't feel like
Ah.
anything, bad. It felt like, if I can help one person have a better day because
Yeah.
like they're having a bad day at work or their wife passed away and they don't have anyone
Mm.
to talk to. I like that feeling a lot.
That's so great. And speaking of strip club, what's the biggest misconception about strippers that you like to debunk?
Mm. I think that the biggest thing is that we're either overly glorified. So you see us like as, video vixens, the girls that's dancing around like the rappers
Yes,
who are
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
gold diggers, or you see us like at the bottom, like treated like, we're like street trash, or
Mm,
like,
mm, mm,
you
mm.
know, we don't belong in society. So it's like, it's never really a in between. We're never really treated as an equal in that
Oh,
regard.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm, so sad. And then your first scene.
You said my best scene?
I want you to tell us, how was it like shooting your first scene? Your first,
Oh, my first one.
yeah.
Oh,
How
I
was it
think
like? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Take us like to.
it was like a bit of everything. So he was one state over, about like 2 hours away. So I'm driving down, and then I'm excited the whole way
Yeah,
driving down there. And we get together, and he's really, really sweet. We
yeah,
chat for
yeah,
a while. And then
yeah.
he kind of guides me to show me like how to shoot, tells me
Mm,
like what angles to get in and stuff. But once you're doing it, it just feels like you're having sex. It just feels normal. I know there's the times where people can do a lot more acting, where you
yeah,
stop in the middle of scenes and edit the scenes together. But when
yeah.
I first started, I was just shooting really authentic, just like, you know let's shoot the whole video through and just post it like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So I still do that now, because I think it's like so authentic and so natural. And I think a lot of my fans like that. But it was lovely. We ended up going out, we got some food, we hung out. It's like what you would think normal. It's what you would think normal
Yeah.
friends would do with each other. And then after that, we just have sex. And then like we create a
Mm,
video, and then we send each other like the footages and the content, and we signed all of our documents. And after that, majority of the time we're still like friends. So we always message each other after, like, hey, when am I gonna see you again? Are you gonna be here? Are you gonna be there? It's
yeah.
really, really nice. Yeah. It's
Oh,
like a big community of friends and family. Most of us are who do porn have our own family, have our own relationship. So when
mm,
we get together with other people to shoot porn, we kind of like know, hey, like this is just a certain friendship we can have.
mm.
Sometimes you might see like relationships take off. Like, I met my boyfriend in the porn industry. So
Oh, really?
yeah, he was a I messaged him to do a collaboration.
Yeah.
So he came over, he flew over to me, and he actually got snowed in for a week.
Oh.
So he was stuck with me. So it was around Valentine's Day. We started doing like a lot of like cute lovey-dovey stuff, and we talked about being in a relationship, and we've been together for 2 years since then.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's so good. What do you
Yeah.
look for if you want someone to collaborate with? What do you look for in a performer?
I'm looking for somebody who matches me, because like I'm a very spiritual, very loving, like I'm not into more hardcore stuff. I do a little bit of it, but
Yeah.
it's not really who I am entirely. So I'm looking for people who are creative, who can do like a skit. If I want to do like a fun skit, like maybe I'm a police officer, and
Oh, okay.
you're the prisoners. Yeah, let's get together and let's make like a fun skit. But you have to have somebody with good energy to do stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You can't just shoot with anyone who's not gonna match your energy. So you have to look for
Mm.
someone who's gonna match your energy.
Oh, what are some of the challenges that you've come across?
Um, well, being where I am, I'm in Massachusetts. I'm
Okay.
alongside the East Coast, and there's not a lot of performers over here. I would
Mm.
think a better place to be would more like LA or
Yeah.
California, or Vegas, where there's a lot of people who are just stationed there, and a lot more productions that way too.
Yeah.
So a lot of the shoots that I'm getting, I'm just getting them myself. It's not like I have like a agent or a manager or anyone helping me. I'm just independently doing everything.
How does it feel to be independent?
It
Like
feels, it has
in the industry that's so, yeah.
it has its pros and its cons, because I guess when you are independent, you are your own team. So it's hard
Mm.
to feel like you're making progress all the time
Uh,
because you're doing so much by yourself all the time, whether you know it's advertising or making your schedule or reaching
mm.
out to people or booking your plane tickets or handling like cancellations or
Oh.
handling your plans online. It's like a lot. So I think that if you had an agency or maybe consultants or maybe a marketing team behind you, it'd be a lot easier.
Oh. Are you planning to have an agent in the near future, or you're okay with being independent?
I think I want to experience both just to see, you know, because I can't say which one I like better if I haven't tried, you know, both.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Um, yeah, so right now I've been doing what I think is good for myself right now. If I feel like I can't do much more by myself, then of course I reach out and be like, hey, let's
Mm.
do some agencies or let's, you know, hire a consultant or something of that nature.
When your This is bit personal. When your family and friends find out that you actually shooting, how did they react?
Well, of course, it wasn't as positive as everybody would like it to be. It's
Yeah.
just one of those like industries where it's like, hey mom, you know, I'm a stripper. Hey mom, you know, I do porn, or hey mom, I sell drugs. Like it's one
Yeah.
of those things. But then also it's like it's not, I don't really morally compare it to that. I just think of it like it's one of those jobs where it's like even if you were a rapper, it's not really something that your parents might want you to be
Yes,
when you grow up.
yes, yes.
Yeah, like they'll think there might be better things in life. So they my of course everybody in my family, when I told them, they, you know, sat me down and, you know, individually talked to me about how they all felt. And to me, it felt like the same thing I would typically hear from, I guess, the general society about like how they feel about it. I think you
Yeah.
would feel different because you actually like enjoy us, but people who don't enjoy us, they have a lot more negative stuff to say.
Mm.
So it's just about if you are confident in what you do, you can back it up. So as long as you stand by what you do, it's okay. So
Mm. That's
we
so
didn't have the
powerful.
best, yeah, we didn't have the best conversation, but I guess inside I knew like who I was and who they are. So I guess I'm okay with that.
Oh.
Friends are
How?
different. Friends always support you. You know, friends are
Yeah.
they don't care. They don't care if I post my pussy online. They just don't want to see it. And I just tell them, don't Google peach fuzz and you won't see it.
What kind of advice would you give to someone, a little girl who wanna become a stripper, who has dreams and desires to be a stripper, but
Yeah.
she has doubt. She doesn't feel like maybe she's kind of like in between. What kind of advice would you?
I think that if any doubt is resonating, then you have to figure out internally why that doubt is happening. So is it
Yeah.
because you are doubting yourself and you are feeling guilty, or are you doubting yourself because people have shamed you and to make
Mm.
you feel bad about yourself? So those two, you have to figure out which side you lie on. And if you feel like you're feeling guilty about what you're doing, definitely don't do it because it's not the right path. Um,
Yeah.
you have to go in it with the correct intentions because it is one of those things where if you aren't true to yourself, you can become somebody else who you aren't. So
Say that again. That's so powerful.
if you are not true to yourself, you can become somebody who you aren't. So it is a very, very hard industry to be in. It can make or break you. So I would just give them the advice of doing as much research as you can,
Yeah.
seeing what's the best path for you, and seeing how you can get in and out as quickly as possible if that's something that you would like to do, you know?
You're so amazing.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Stop it. I'm gonna start blushing, you know? You're amazing. You're too sweet.
What are you working on? Any project that people can check it out?
So I guess I want to talk about like my favorite video.
Yes, yeah. You can. Yeah. What are some of your favorites? What are some of your favorite videos?
Some of my favorite. So most of my favorite videos are threesomes, and the first one is a all girls threesome, and it's with me, Tori Wolf, and it's Moda, and it's called Three Exotic Angels. And I love that one. So,
Yeah,
everybody's getting fucked.
And then how was it like shooting with them?
Amazing. You know that because we went down to a resort, we stayed down there for a while, and everybody hung out and got to know each other. And these group of girls, they were just so spiritually awakened.
Yeah.
They were just so like, I don't know, their minds were just so creative. Everything was just so well balanced out. The flow was just like, the energy was just everywhere. So everything was fun. We went out to the clubs, we all ate together, we all shot together, we all smoked and, you know, partied and went in the pool together. And then there were just two other lovely Black queens, which I also appreciated. I love my Black women.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they were both on the thicker side too, and that's what I love. I love the thicker women.
Why? What do you like most about it?
The curves. And plus at night when you're cuddling, I get cold very easily. I like a little extra to cuddle with. That's me.
And then the other scene.
Let me see another one. Oh, okay. So there was one with Honey Dipped and Goddess Dallas that I just recently did. And they both fucked with me with their strap-ons. And that was the first time that I ever really got like double dominated by two Black women.
Yeah.
And I loved it. They were so sweet to me. They dirty talked me. I was so horny and turned on. The scene itself been really nice because whoever shot it did amazing camera angles, and it was just lovely.
You said it was with you said it was with who and who?
Princess Relax shot the video, and I actually performed with Honey Dipped C or Honey Dipped Cream Puff and Dallas. Goddess Dallas. Yes, Goddess Dallas.
Yes, she's coming on the show tomorrow. I've been interviewed.
Oh, Goddess Dallas.
Yes.
She's amazing.
She's so amazing. I'm looking forward to hosting her.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy yourself. She's a wonderful person.
Yes. What are some of your wildest things that you've done in front of camera?
Wildest.
Yeah.
It's crazy because all the best stuff I don't get on camera. And it drives me crazy. I had a foot of squirt in the air before, not on camera.
Oh, we missed out.
I think probably the craziest is my public videos when I'm going to the mall and I'm just like, you know, popping out my tits or showing my ass. I just walk around the mall and I have somebody recording me while I'm just stripping in the mall. Those are probably like my craziest videos.
Wow. And how was it like Being in the public.
It's fun. You know, one thing about being in the public is you have to try to respect who's around you because you don't want to, you know, traumatize any children. You don't want to traumatize like anyone who's not into seeing like nude people running around. So it's really just being able to know your surroundings and just be cautious of who you might offend. But as long as you don't do that, then okay, have fun. As long as you're, you know, cautious of not offending anyone, just have fun.
Oh, have you ever, other than stripping, have you ever done maybe something in public?
Yes. Actually 3 weeks ago, I gave a blowjob outside and we were just outside next to his car. We just opened up his car door so no one would really see him. And I was just outside. We were just outside.
did you plan or it just happened?
It just happened. It just happened. We were all just smoking, hanging out. And he's like, "Can you give me a hand?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we were just out in a parking lot.
Wow.
It's fun. It's a fun life.
Oh. What are some of your favorite positions?
I like doggy style a lot.
Why?
You know, when I was in high school, I had no ass. No ass. That position didn't feel good at all. But now I have some meat on me and I love it because I love when I feel like I'm like my ass is jiggling. I feel like it's a show. Plus it just feels good, you know?
Yeah. And then other than doggy?
I love doggy. If not doggy, I like to 69. Before my name was Peach Fuzz 69. I love 69ing. But then really I just like to just have fun and just enjoy different stuff. So I'm not really opposed to just trying different positions all the time.
What turns you on?
Sucking dick. I know, right? Not your normal average answer, but yeah. I love it. I love it. It's because when I was younger, I was so bad at it. It was terrible. It was not something I wanted to do. It was not something I wanted to try to do. So I cut myself off from doing it. But after time, you realize you shouldn't cut yourself off from stuff that you can't do good. You just get better at it. Yeah. So now that I'm actually good at it, I enjoy doing it. Yeah.
Do you still remember when you first tried it?
My first, it was actually my first boyfriend. So the first time I ever gave a blowjob was my first boyfriend. And I remember exactly what happened. I got down on my knees and then I started, and then he stopped me maybe like 2 minutes later and he was like, it's just not that good. But my feelings were really hurt. I didn't know what I was doing. So after that, I just started learning, getting better.
Have you ever done some scene with younger guys?
So I don't think so. I think that all the guys that I've shot with are older. So you but I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but I think so. I think all of the guys I shot with are older than me. Bless you. Yeah. I'm gonna like. Oh no, you're okay. Yeah. So talk about what it's like to be on the spectrum as a sex worker. Yeah. So I really, I say that I'm shy. I call it shy, but what it is I have anxiety. So it is hard for me to talk to people sometimes. So that's kind of another reason why I enjoy my line of work, especially being a stripper, because, you know, once you're half naked, it's not as hard to talk to people. It's like when you hear the saying, when you're public speaking, picture the audience in their underwear. Well, you know, you're the one in your underwear now. So it's like, how much more out there can you get? So to me, that just makes me feel a lot better in the sense of being able to just communicate. So also in environments where people come see me perform, it feels a little bit easier because you know that these group of people are here to support you. So it's a lot easier to talk in those settings. But sometimes I reach out to performers who I know that the following is like super high, and I know they've been shooting for like years. And I get so anxious and nervous to talk to them when I shouldn't, because, you know, it's just you overthinking, you know, you not giving yourself enough credit. So it's hard to not give yourself enough credit, you know. You gotta hold your head up high. So I'm always telling myself that all the time. But there's a lot of people who I've run into through my line of work who are on the spectrum and have some sort of like, you know, disability that they're working toward, or something that they struggle with socially is how I want to put it. Yeah. So, you know, if you feel shy, just know that, you know, your favorite people in the world are feeling shy too.
That's so powerful.
Yeah. It makes you feel like you're not just going through it by yourself.
Because there are a lot of people who are going through it.
Yes. And all it is just creating a system or creating like a skill set or tools for yourself to manage the world easier. Because not everybody's the same. Everyone's different. So somebody might be able to travel the world in 90 days, and somebody might be able to go to the next town over for a few hours and go straight back home. So it's just each and every day, if you gradually just set a goal for yourself that you're comfortable with, you'll start to see some sort of like growth in those areas.
Why don't you cut your hair?
It's funny you say that because growing up, my hair always used to be like permed, straight and long, or like in a roll set. Then I want to say 2018, I like cut my hair short, maybe like here, and then I let it grow out naturally. So my hair was natural for a while, and then I thought to myself, why don't you just cut it off like completely and just show your face, because you have a beautiful face.
Yes, you do.
Oh, thank you. I was just so nervous, you know, just hiding behind like all this like makeup and like wigs and just not showing off like who I truly am. I still do my eyebrows and my eyelashes and like my little lips, but nothing too crazy on my skin. I haven't really been doing too much at all.
So why don't you shave? And
well, I'm like
other areas.
I'm like what you would say is a modern day hippie. That's the best way for me to put it. Like I'm a flashback into the 80s. I think that is just the style. I really like the style. To me, it's beautiful to be natural. I think that you can be, you know, body positive, how women want to present themselves, but masculinity is always usually associated with like hair, but femininity can be associated with hair too. So, you know, I just think that beauty doesn't have to be like well shaven and like smooth to the touch all the time. I get so compliments. I get so much compliments all the time about who I am and how I look, and they wish like more girls could do it. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
So I'm sure that you enjoy when you work with girls who are hairy that downside.
So I personally don't really have a preference.
Yeah.
I enjoy well, my preference, like I said, is thicker girls, but I enjoy like anything really, like as long as you're a beautiful person. You have a beautiful personality, and as long as you take care of your hygiene, that's okay.
Please hold it right there. Teach Paz, do you have any male or female performer that you like to work with?
I guess so. I didn't actually tell you his name. So my boyfriend, his name is Dorky Darian Triple X. He
Okay.
is probably my favorite performer, and I'm probably his biggest fan. I do enjoy working with a lot of different people, though. That's the hard part because everyone in the industry is so, I don't want to say everyone.
Yeah.
People attract good people. So there's a lot of good people that I've run into. It's hard to say. I definitely do have some people who I do want to work with, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's one lady who's in New York. She has a wrestling company, and I always thought it would be cool to try a video of me wrestling. Why not? I want to give it a try.
Yeah.
So I'm fetish friendly, so that means I cater to a lot of like kinks and fetishes. I'm very like, in my mind, I'm very non-judgmental. I do have my moments where sometimes something does, happen or said, and then I have to catch myself and like reel it back in. I'm like, hey, relax. This is, this is normal. Someone can have a different opinion or be different from you. I think as long as it's not aligned the lines of like, anything with animals, I don't approve of that at all. Anything with kids, I don't approve of that at all. Like any underage activities, that's not okay. Anything from anybody who's just not like consenting or doesn't agree to whatever is happening, I don't really approve of that either. But I think that as long as you have a fetish or a kink and it's healthy, then it's okay.
Yeah.
I think mine is like I really really like to receive massages. I like to be just massaged like everywhere on my body. So I think that's probably like my kinks. And I don't know, do you have a kink yourself?
Nah, I don't think so.
You'll figure it out eventually. You might want to like, try one thing out and you'll be like, oh, I like this a lot. I want to just keep trying it. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. And speaking of your relationship, you said your boyfriend is in the industry. Don't you sometimes maybe get jealous when he's with other performers? How do you control that?
So when I get jealous, it's because I'm naturally a bratty girl. So I like things the way I want it when I want it all the time. I'm just spoiled. So if I'm mad at him for not being home or being out with somebody else, it's probably just because I want to be selfish and just have him like all to myself. But the grown adult person in me understands like, hey, he's just another person who is enjoying himself, who has the same line of work as you. So it is only fair that he has his ability to, go out and do stuff like you can be able to go out and do stuff. But really, when you get in a relationship where you guys are really comfortable and communicate and he treats you like a queen regardless, you will never really feel like, insecure around when women are around you because your king has made you feel so secure in a relationship. Plus in the industry, you see a lot more different things where you see like actually polygamous people who there's like groups of people who are in relationships with each other. So to think like, I don't know, 4 or 5 people can literally be in a relationship with each other and trust each other. It's to know that like if they can do that, then 2 people can commit to each other and trust each other while still also having sex with other people. I think a lot of people, they like to mix commitment and sex together. But it's weird to me that they do that because it's not animal instincts to always be committed, but it's animal instincts to always have sex. So I
Wow.
never really understood that. No, I don't mean it in that way. Like, I value commitment in
Yeah,
the regards
yeah.
of, if you're someone who is very religious, I understand how commitment can be extremely valuable to you in that way. But if we are looking at it like in a complete, like, the natural state of, you know, a human being, all we really want is sleep, sex, and food. So I don't really think love has to do with sex. I think you can have sex without having to be in love with the person you're having sex with. So I know I love my boyfriend. I know he loves me, but we don't think that we're gonna fall in love with the people who we're having sex with in our videos. Like, that's more of a friendship relationship that becomes formed.
So you watch some of his videos? Do you watch?
Of course, yes. I watch all his videos. When I masturbate, I watch all his videos. Love it. Because it's nice to see that, because I know how he is when he has sex with me. So it's wonderful to see that he can do that with another woman and make her feel good too that way.
How often,
It's
how often do you masturbate?
huh?
How often do you masturbate?
I can't hear. My dryer's going.
How often do you masturbate?
Hmm. I want to say like 3 times a week, probably. You know, you gotta keep the muscles going. It's self-care, you know? It's self-care.
And for advice for someone who's ashamed of that, because a lot of people are ashamed when they do it.
I think that you know, there's a lot of messages that are put out into the world that makes you feel shameful for doing it. You know, it doesn't help anyone to not understand their body. It will help you to understand your body, especially if you are inviting someone else to join you.
Yeah.
Hey, I want you to join me in having sex. How does that person know what to do if you don't know what to tell them what to do?
Oh,
So you have to
yeah,
figure it out on your
yeah,
own. You have to give yourself some time.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, when you're younger, one thing that might feel really good might change when you get older. So if you're not consistently figuring yourself out, how do you know that you don't want something different? How do you know you don't want to try something new? You know?
Do you have any question that you like to ask me?
Yes. So
Please.
I want to know, who is your favorite porn star?
I grew up watching, is it Diamond? Is it Diamond? What's the name? Diamond Jackson. Do you know it?
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yes. And Jada Fire.
Yes. I love it.
Oh,
So I grew up, I didn't watch a lot of porn growing up,
yeah,
but when I
yeah.
did watch porn, there was a lady called Superhead. I thought she was pretty cool. And then
What
I
did
think,
you
you
like?
know,
What did you like most about it?
her technique and her style.
Yeah.
And then I think, you know, Pinky.
Yes, triple X.
Yeah, I watched Pinky a lot growing up. And then I don't know what it is about Pinky. I just thought that she was so pretty.
I really would like to host Pinky or Jada or Diamond Jackson. I really would like to have one of those three.
Oh, yeah, those are your top three. No, for sure. One day you're gonna do it. One day you're gonna get there, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I want to be on your platform and talk. Because if you're their number one fan, you gotta make the effort to do it. That's what I want to tell all the fans out there. If
Yeah.
you like someone and you are their like true fan, make the effort, put forth the effort. If not today, then maybe the next day, then maybe the next day. Eventually, they will see the effort that you put in.
Oh, yeah. Any performer that you oh, I think I've asked you the question about who would you like to work with, and yeah, I think I've asked you that question.
Yeah, so there is another now that we're on the subject though, there is something I've been wanting to shoot that I haven't been able to, and it doesn't really matter which performer, but I have this idea because I told you I love the 80s.
Yes.
I have this idea of dressing up with like my afro, in like some 80s outfit and being able to roller skate. I don't know how to roller skate that great yet. I got to teach
Yeah.
myself. But this is like one of my ideas that's on the table where it's like I'm roller skating and I meet somebody like really cool and we're all dressed in the 80s and like we're roller skating together and we just meet at a park or something and we just end up having sex. But it's just like I have all these like retro cool ideas in my head about like
Yeah.
shooting, but it's
Yeah.
really about like what are you gonna do to like get it there? Like what are you gonna do
Mm,
to create the set? What are you gonna do to get the props going?
yeah.
Um, so it's nice.
Right.
And this year I do want to travel around more. Haven't been to a lot of places in America yet.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
been to about like 10 different states. So I just want to be able to like travel around more and like just meet new fans, just travel more places and do more things.
You will definitely get can okay, and can someone make a living being a stripper?
Yeah, you can.
Really?
Most most of the dancers that I work with, that's really like their only means of income.
Mm,
Um, so you can, if you're doing it correctly, if you're investing your money the right way, if you're making the hours make sense for yourself,
yeah.
then you can definitely like earn a good amount of money. I do know that like, during the 70s, like a lot more money was being made. I know during the 90s, a lot more money was being made. Like after recessions and COVID has hit, there hasn't been so much people who have been like
Yeah.
inside the club. But I still think that if you are doing it the proper way, if you are maximizing your time the proper way, then yes, you can make a good living.
Mm. Any question that you have for me?
Hmm.
Anything?
Yeah, what is your favorite hobby to do?
I read a lot. I'm an avid reader. So
Oh,
yes, I read a lot. How about you?
I think that I do a lot of yoga.
Oh,
Probably just like doing yoga or stretching or like working out, doing something that just makes me feel like I'm not just sitting around all day not being healthy.
mm,
But I like that you read because I have a scholarly side to me, but my scholarly side is more attached to mathematics. I love
oh,
mathematics.
oh,
Um, so I always in my head numbers come to me very easily. I like to do a lot of critical thinking when it
yeah.
comes to like problem solving and stuff like that. I love that, like those type of challenges make me happy.
Mm. What's that one thing that people don't know about you?
Oh my God, there's so many things.
Yeah.
It's funny because I say it's like an open book, but I really am an open book. If you ask me stuff, I stand by what I say, so I'm not afraid to answer. But there's a lot of stuff that people don't ask me because they don't know to ask me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let me think. A lot of people don't know that I am a graduate from UConn. It's one of the top schools in, well, top 100 schools in the nation, which I stand proudly by that.
Wow.
I went to school for a while for digital media, and actually I was doing that from my freshman year of high school up until actually now I still do digital media. I just do it in a different form because I was just getting so tired of working on other people's projects. So right now I'm doing my own porn. I'm working my own project. Before I was working in a TV station, editing, programming,
Oh.
uploading their TV shows, and it was cool, but it just, I don't know, it just got a little bit boring to me. It's different porn versus shooting like a basketball game or like a football game. Um, Another cool thing though, I was really athletic in middle school and high school. I ran track, I did
Oh.
swimming 6 years, cheerleading, softball. But I was after I left high school, I was like, listen, I'm just gonna do yoga. I'm not gonna do all these athletic things anymore.
Yeah.
But then I do the aerial sports now. So pole dancing and the laurel hoop and the silk dancing. That's some of the stuff that I do keep up with. And it's really, really nice.
Okay. I'm looking for the next question to ask. I don't know.
No, you're all right. You're fine. You're totally fine. Have you ever been to, I don't know what it's like in South Africa. I wonder, do they have any conventions like how we have the ones down here where we have porn conventions?
I don't know about that,
Probably not,
but
right?
I think they do have. I think I don't know.
You should see if they do, you know? I tell everyone all the time, it's something that you should experience throughout your life. If you have like, experts that teach you like how to have sex or teach you, how to communicate with your partner or teach you, anything if you want to try anal, take those classes or, do your research online, because your body is very important. So you should get as much information that you can before going into anything. Or
Yeah, yeah.
if you are with somebody who they have like a certain kink that you don't really understand,
Yeah.
do your research, because you might offend them, or when you think that you're doing something to help them, but it's actually hurting them. So sit down, talk, communicate. That's all you can do.
I will definitely check that out. I will definitely do research on that.
Yes, it's very, very, sexual health is very important. It's like if your car breaks down, you're gonna go bring your car to the mechanic to get tuned and maintenance. Sexual health can do the same thing, like mental health. If you need a therapist, you're gonna go to a therapist. Sexual health, if you're struggling sexually, you go to the experts. Just what I mean, you talk it out. There's sex therapists, there's people who have so much information online. There's books on it. You can go to the library. It's so much things you can do just to help better yourself.
I love the fact that you're so open about a lot of different things.
That's how I don't know. That's how I am. I don't think there's any need to be shut down or closed off. Like if you have a light that shines bright, you're not gonna want to be shut down or closed off.
This is true.
That's how I think about it.
Yeah. Do you like daily talks?
Do I like what?
Daily talks. I mean, yeah.
So it's kind of half and half, because sometimes people ask me to do like videos where I dirty talk to them.
Yeah.
And I think I sound so awkward. I think I am like so shy. I think it's like, I think the worst when I don't have to. But when people dirty talk me, I like it. Yes, say all the nasty stuff to me.
What are some of the craziest thing that people requested you to do?
Probably fart videos. I get a lot of requests for fart videos. And I don't think that like that kink on its own is like really crazy.
Yeah.
I just think that I would never find it myself, like that part of me attractive. Like the part of that part I would never have found that attractive to somebody else. But I am false because there are people who really like to see me do that. So they order the videos of that. But that's another thing that once you realize that you don't have to be like disgusted at certain stuff that you might not think that you like yourself, it's okay to know that it exists and there's somebody out there. You don't have to like it. You don't have to appreciate it. You don't have to like be negative towards it though. So that's how I think about it. I'm not really against a lot of stuff. It's just really the three things that I listened to earlier, where it's like, kids, children, kids, animals, and like non-consensual parties. Everything else is pretty okay to me. You know what's one thing that I really don't do though is I don't really like to do race play because I feel like that's out of my comfort zone.
Sorry, I'm sorry. What's a race play?
Race play is when people want to be humiliated or degraded based upon their skin, their skin color.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not into that. I'm also not into religious play, which is like, kind of like, talking bad about a specific religious group. I'm not really into any humiliation or degradation. I don't like people to feel like they're not worthy of me. Even if that is their kink, it doesn't make me necessarily feel like a good person. So I do slight femdom, but not like an excessive amount of female domination. And I also myself, I don't want to be degraded or humiliated because I love and value. I will do some stuff like that with my boyfriend because I think it's a little bit hot. But public, no, they're not allowed to do that with me.
yeah, that's so great.
Yeah, if in this line of work, if you're gonna do it, you have to be able to set boundaries with yourself that you maintain and you stick by. And the idea of like putting boundaries, a lot of people think of it as like a negative, like you're telling me I can't do this, you're telling me I can't do that. But a lot of times people give you boundaries so they can have you in their life so you can respect like what line not to cross. So you should look at it like a positive, like, okay, this person wants to have me around. It's just that they don't want me to do this certain activity or this certain thing, but I'm able to do all these other stuff. So you just got to look at it like a positive.
Yeah. I'm kind of like thinking what to ask next. I'm so enjoying our conversation. I don't think.
Oh no, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. I wear collars a lot because I'm a submissive girl. So
okay.
usually
Hold it. Yeah, you can continue. Yeah.
So I really like to wear my collars a lot. To me they represent like my style, but also it shows that I'm a submissive girl. I am actually what you would call a switch, which is like I can switch back and forth between a submissive and a dominant person, but I like to be submissive because naturally you will understand. I am a Black woman, and Black women always are doing everything all the time.
Yes.
So it's nice to feel like I don't have to be in charge of stuff all the time. So when I'm wearing this, I feel like I'm not that person that has to like, be in charge of 1,001 things. I'm this like, young little spoiled person
Wow.
who just, like,
Yeah.
gets to enjoy herself and act up and just not have any responsibilities at all. It just makes me feel better.
What does the future hold for you?
Ooh, I'm hoping that a lot of blessings and prosperity. If I could look at myself a year from now, I would like to be living in Arizona.
Yeah.
I think that I've been on the East Coast for a while, and I love the East Coast, but I want to see the rest of the world.
Mm.
And then if I'm looking at like my long-term goal is like what I think everybody wants to do is like just live on an island.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to be able to be like self-sufficient. So have my own farmland that I'm taking care of, have my own watering system, have my own farm animals, livestock. Just be able to just get up every day, do yoga, get in the water if I want to, go out into the town and just see like town folk. I don't know, just a simple life to me would be like a blessing. But you have to work to that. So
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now is just working toward that. Hopefully, in my later years, I'll have enough money in my bank account where I could just buy my property and just go live on my island. And that's it. You guys will never hear from me again. So enjoy my poem while you still can.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, do you see yourself being maybe an old performer doing, because I've saw some of old performers, I've saw some, so do you have like plans? Do you see yourself performing maybe in the next 10 or 20 years to come, or you just want to do this and you switch on to the next?
For me, I think that how I enjoy things is like certain stages in life. I enjoy to tackle certain things and just like focus on that. And for me, this particular stage in my life, which is like the industry itself, I feel like I haven't done what I really, really want to do so far in this industry yet. I feel like I've been enjoying myself, and I feel like I've definitely made a lot of goals and accomplishments, but I don't want to necessarily just stop. Like, I'm not tired of it. Like, once I get tired of it, once I feel like, oh, this is like repetitive, this is like not like fulfilling my soul, I'm just like done with it, then I'll move on to the next thing. But it's hard to say because I haven't had those feelings.
Wow, this has
Yeah, so
been
I'm just
so.
gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. That's how I look at it.
This has been so amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your story with me. I really would like to host you again soon so we can continue this conversation. Is there,
Yes,
is
like
there,
you are pleasure.
is there something that I didn't ask that you would like to share? Anything?
That's my social media information so they
Yeah,
can
yeah,
find me. So I think probably the quickest way to find my information would be to go on your website browser and type in Peach, PEACHFUZZ
yeah.
XXX.com. So Peach was XXX.com.
Yeah, and I will definitely drop the website on the description box so people can check it out.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm like so grateful that you had me this morning though. Like, thank you for your time and your sharing your energy with me. Like, I appreciate it.
This is the question which I ask all my guests when they come to the podcast. When it is all said and done, how would you
When
like
is
to be? When it is all said and done, how would you like to be remembered?
I really wanted to be remembered by that girl that was just being so different and just so unique. I I felt like there's just such high beauty standards in the world, and there's so many people who are just struggling with who they are, just naturally who they are. And to me, that's just not right. Like everyone should have a spot. Everyone should have a place in this world. Everyone deserves to feel loved, appreciated, and valued. So I just wanted to, I guess, be that person that's different and just shine the light on the fact that, you aren't the only one who's different. There's so many people who are trying to express themselves and they're fighting this battle of like, being accepted versus just accepting like themselves. So, just be different. If you look at me and you think like, oh my God, this girl is like doing it, well, you can be doing the same thing that I'm doing. Just, put your mind to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
May God continue to bless you. And this has been so amazing, man. This is one of the episode which
Yes, I'm hoping like all the blessings come to you too, because you have like an amazing personality, amazing soul. I'm so grateful that you asked me to be here today.
Yeah, you're welcome.